Welcome to our webinar on AiHealing, the big thing now, sponsored by Webomates.
I'm the CEO and co-founder of Codium AI. It's a new startup in the area of generative AI for testing. 2 times a CTO in the past, sold my last company to Alibaba Group, and I've been a director there, mainly developing products in Alibaba Cloud related to machine learning.
I'm Mike Plata. I'm part of the Applause team. I'm working for our strategic customers on their AI and automation strategy and some other things as well. And today, I guess I'm going to play a little bit of a devil's advocate about AI healing. I really like what you said, Ashwini, earlier. You know, AI healing is a big thing now. I'm curious what tomorrow is going to bring, and I'm happy to talk about that a little bit more.
How's it going, everyone? Excited to be here today. My name is Xavier Ryan. I'm a senior consultant within the AI and automation practice at Infosys Consulting, where I work on hyper automation as well as help QA teams do test automation for our big, large Fortune 500 clients.
So manual testing has been a part of software testing for a long time. It involves human testers executing test cases and ensuring that software application functions as expected. However, manual testing can be time-consuming, tedious, and can also result in errors due to humans being present. Moreover, as software applications continue to become more and more complex, traditional testing methods become insufficient. So as a result, the use of test automation has become increasingly popular over the years. According to Gartner, the global IT automation market is expected to reach $19.4 billion by the end of 2023.
So for test automation, the automation is mainly involved in the use of the tools to be able to help create and execute the test cases. This helps be able to improve the efficiency and accuracy of the testing, while also helping to reduce the amount of time and the cost involved with manual testing. However, as software applications become more complex, traditional test automation methods will become less efficient. This is where the AI can come in, and the AI is able to help revolutionize software testing for providing new ways that we can automate the testing process and ensure that the software applications that we're deploying are thoroughly tested in a short amount of time.
Testing-wise, we were all kind of relying on project manager to do the testing. There was not even a separate QA role in the team. Yeah. The QA roles were introduced later, and then, kind of moving forward with the maturity model, test automation framework, and probably over the past few years, we've seen too many of them. I kind of feel that we're now in the stabilization phase of those frameworks, and the good thing is, we have probably a few to select from, few good ones, and the AI is the next big thing that's coming.
There's a lot to speak about AI, but I think one of the key benefits of AI test automation is that could help to reduce the time and cost associated with testing. I think that one of the things that we will already see, but also see AI-based testing help to reduce the manual effort required to maintaining the test cases and testing infrastructure, and freeing up resources for other important tasks. And one of the major things that it relates to that is that AI-based testing can execute a large number of test cases in a short amount of time, and eventually, I think, reducing all over the time required to do testing and cover more cases.
So the software test automation has to be updated to test the new software build, and this can take weeks. This updating of the process is called AI healing. It starts with engineering teams' pain of identifying and fixing false positives, which are not really bugs, but maybe locator ID changes, script errors, things like that, in the test automation execution. So therefore, you also then it comes to root cause analysis, why the reason of the failure, and you identify that, and finally it is fixed or healed. In addition, the time frame to AI heal is measured in hours, not days or weeks. The issue of high effort, taking a lot of time with a lot of error, translates to a large effort on the part of the automation team, of course. So with AiHealing, the system is designed to reduce the overall effort required to maintain these automation scripts. So by identifying and fixing issues automatically, the system reduces the time of manual effort required by the automation team. So finally, AiHealing is also motivated by the need to improve sustainability, cost effectiveness, quality, efficiency, and accuracy of testing.
I think there are already a few tools, and some of them do kind of self-healing, but there are limitations to what they can actually do. It also depends on the limitation of AI, but also depends on the tool itself and what their focus. One of the key limitations of these tools is that I can only detect and fix issues that are kind of predefined rule or heuristic, and this means that they may not be able to detect or fix like complex stuff, issues raising during the testing process. For instance, if a test case failed due to some complex issue that was not anticipated at all, not something that we were able to put in a rule heuristic, or maybe if AI couldn't like really detect that, then these tools may not be able to diagnose or fix the issue that easily, or where exactly what even need to be fixed. And this can lead to significant delays and increased manual effort, because you're kind of relying on this tool to work properly. But having said that, I think that we will see like specific tools. Some teams are able to take AI one level further in the next 1 or 2 years and see that improve. I think that yet there are another limitation of these tools that might be a bit harder to solve that easily, that they may not be able to fix issues that are caused by changes in the, let's say, for example, application environment. For instance, if a change is made in the application, like low-level stuff like its environment, such as like a new release, update for operation system or so, these tools may not be able so easily to detect and fix the issues that arise from these changes. I think that this can result in issues that aren't noticed, until there's a big problem in downstream. Again, having said that, I think that 1 year is nothing and a lot, and 5 years is nothing and a lot, and eventually, like in mix of engineering and AI could also solve these parts.
So a person says, you have mentioned AI a lot, but ChatGPT just came in. How many years before this is real and not just a discussion?
I think it's really hard to predict how many years, right? So if you think about innovation in the past years, it's been happening over 1, 2, 3, 5 years. But right now, really, again, that's my prediction at the beginning of that curve, and a lot of new solutions will pop up very soon. And that speed is increasing. So someone used the metric like time to 1 million users, right? And there was TikTok, there was some other companies, there was Facebook before that, obviously, and it took them months or days to hit 1 million users. With ChatGPT, it was hours or a day. Like, it was very, very small, very minimal comparing to the previous ones. And I think the same thing can and will actually happen with any sort of generative AI. So ChatGPT is just one thing, right? And that's OpenAI. Microsoft is sponsoring that, implementing that in the search already. Google's working on an old version. I am sure that the other big competitors are not far behind. So they are either working on already have something that is related to generative AI. There are risks to it that we're going to have to figure out, right? So ChatGPT relies on the content that is published on the internet. We have to ensure that the quality of the content that we're feeding any kind of AI, it's not only about ChatGPT, any kind of AI is it's quality, right? If it's not, then the AI is going to be biased, it's going to give bad results, it's going to be pretty much useless. So I think that's the next big thing that the creators of ChatGPT have to think about. If anyone had a chance to play around with it, it sometimes gives like very good answers, very good responses. At other times, it's really not accurate, and you as an expert, you're like, no, this is not how it works, right? Or if you try to generate a few lines of code, sometimes it works perfectly fine. Other times, it doesn't doesn't instantiate the object of a class that it's using, right? Like, so you had all these kind of things are brand new.
Yeah.
If I think the next year or two, we're going to see a tremendous amount of innovation in that space. I'm not going to say ChatGPT. It might be others. It might be other companies. It might be a bunch of pop-up companies that are going to get created next year. But there's going to be a lot of innovation, and our way of working will definitely change.
I think that ChatGPT is an amazing generalist. Mansplaining as a service. So I think it's amazing generalist, and I think that we are talking about how to integrate that into products. So we need to like take this amazing generalist and put it into more higher integrity, higher accuracy product solution that we can really rely on. And I think we're going to see in the next 1 to 3 years a few breakthroughs that are going to enable that. And then these are going to be integrated to some new products and some existing products. And then so my answer is like 1 to 3 years, you're going to see it in action.
And I will piggyback off of what Itamuran said. For a large pharmaceutical client, we used ChatGPT to help create a model so that we could take all of that complex verbiage that's on the back of your prescriptions and bring it down to a much easier reading level, as well as for clinical studies. When large companies operate clinical studies, there's a massive list of things they have to do that's very complex. And being able to use ChatGPT to bring those down to an 8th grade reading level and make it more simplified is something that we were able to use very effectively. I think one of the trends, what Mike said earlier, that will be big, will be testing earlier on in development. Instead of waiting for something to be finished development or maybe pushed to some staging area, I think that testing happening while production is going all the time, before it's pushed into production, while everything's being developed, I think that's going to be a big trend that we'll see. Because in reality, why waste time for it to push it all the way to QA if that we can fix problems right now ahead of time before they become bigger issues down the line?
I think that eventually we'll see a mix of these technologies, a mix of these products. Like there will be improving solution and helping developers to test while they're coding, but eventually I don't think it will fully replace or not even close to that the entire testing need. Maybe it would just help to make it reasonable. and I think that the capability to be able to understand code and understanding changes, by the way, it might be a bit easier, and especially understanding complex situation and then trying to fix them. This is where generative AI comes to, would greatly improve as more relevant data is going to be collected and fitted, digested to and crunched in a way that generative AI could feed on it. So basically, what I'm saying that generative AI will play, in my opinion, a major role in AI healing, just progressing its current capabilities, handling more complex issues.